Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl BrittReacts, and today we're reacting to the interview heard around the world, or a clip of it at least. This is Katt Williams on Club SHAY talking about Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and politics. Let's see what he has to say.
Politics.
Never talk about it. I'm not that controversial.
Live.
Where are we go? Where are we headed, Katt?
This is sad. We've never been here before. We've never been at the point where neither option is good for us in real life.
Yes, we have.
This is a different
Yes, we
conversation.
have.
This is, would you rather go back with your ex or would you rather go back with the person before them? Both bad options.
Your ex or your ex-ex? Okay, I know this interview has gone viral times infinity. I do not have 2 hours and 2 minutes to sit down and watch an entire video at this stage and season in my life with 2 kids, 1 being a newborn, and a husband, and 3 businesses. I don't have the time, but I have seen several clips. This one I saved to watch with you guys because I was like, oh, we talk about this type of stuff all the time on my channel. I don't agree with him in the fact that this is the first time we've had slim pickings, okay? I don't agree. I think, and I don't know how, you go really far back in history to before I could be a voter. But I do think this is not the first time, and it probably won't be the last. But I do think the analogy of picking like between the lesser of 2 evils, your ex and your ex is hilarious. Like that's a hilarious analogy. Oh, here we go.
With the person before them.
Before them.
Both bad options.
Both bad options. Like one guy can barely put his sentences together and the other guy will put sentences together from whatever he's read or whoever told him. Like,
but how did we get here? How did we get here?
All division divides. There's no way around that. All division divides.
That's a word. That's a word that if you ponder on it, the longer you ponder on that, the deeper and more sense you can make of it. All division divides. When you ask a question like, how did we get here? I'm gonna start saying that. I think this interview was super viral, like we said. I think if you follow Katt Williams, if you followed his career, he is not new to setting things on fire. You know what I mean? Very confidently and very matter-of-factly. And I've read a lot of comments in the clips that I've watched. I've wanted to see, and overwhelmingly so, everyone was team Katt with this interview. Like, no one was like, he's crazy, he's on something, because I know that was a big part of this. He kept denying that he's ever been under the influence of anything, even though I think it's funny because he's literally chugging brandy, but whatever, I get it. But like, this is his lane, is not only truth telling, but the truth that people either are afraid to tell or afraid to hear. The truth that is so honest, it sounds crazy because most of us in our everyday lives do not encounter that part of like Hollywood and tax bracket power and all these things. So I have, when I've watched clips, gone immediately to the comments because I'm like, people must be ripping him to shreds. No, everyone is like, we need more of this. Katt is so fearlessly honest. Like, he's only saying what everyone's afraid to say. And he's always been this way on stage and off stage. So, say what you will. I'm interested to see what you guys say in the comments about, if you've seen the interview, if you watch clips of it. But I think that, Katt Williams is someone with an opinion, and it's a loud opinion, and if nothing else, you have to applaud his willingness to be honest in an industry where most things are smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? And people are afraid to touch certain topics, and celebrities don't want to talk about politics because they don't want to get canceled and yada, yada, yada. So hats off to him, and hats off to literally making Shannon Sharpe's podcast the hottest topic of January 2024.
Division divides. There's no way around
I
that.
love that.
All division
love that.
divides. Politics, even in the beginning when our Constitution was drawn up, the two parties was not what they had in mind.
No.
They always thought that it would be two main and another independent party. They always assumed the independent party would be just as strong as the others. A lot of that just didn't happen. And that's what I've learned more from comedy is that Republicans laugh at the exact same thing that Democrats laugh at.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. He's such a wise, like, I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. You can agree or disagree. But that, like, the two things he said that are sticking with me is all division divides and, you know what I mean? Democrats and Republicans laugh at the same jokes. Which just go to show you, right, the commonality that we all have as human beings outside of opinion. He's very educated. Well-read, I would say. I don't know like how far into the schooling system he went, but he does come off very well-read. You know, he's talking about the beginning of the Constitution and what that looked like. And he's not afraid to talk on any topic, which I think, again, is admirable because so many celebrities, especially in cancel culture, are just afraid to be canceled. And so they don't speak the actual truth. They speak what they think people want to hear, which is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Do you understand when we're talking about children and rights and humanity and people are afraid to tell the truth because they don't want to be canceled is a dangerous thing. So again, I applaud him for, even if you think he's right or he's wrong, this man is so loudly and deeply 10 toes down in his truth that you have to applaud him at least in that, because you don't see this in their industry. You don't see it. I mean, you don't see it in politics either, do you?
Is that Republicans laugh at the exact same thing that Democrats laugh at. As long as I'm talking to Democrats, I can make them laugh for 1 hour straight about what Republicans do.
Right. And
By the
vice
same
versa.
token, I can go talk to Republicans for 1 whole hour and have them dying about the stuff that Democrats do. But at the end of the day, who does that? Yeah, your team got an offense and a defense. They not supposed to be enemies. The enemy is the other side.
Right. Right. Ooh.
You can't do politics like that.
Ooh.
Nope. It's not good for the country.
Katt, that was good. You have a team. A team has two, you know what I mean? You have the offensive line, you have the defensive line. This is another thing that I've seen in a lot of the clips. He brought everything back to, well, not everything, a lot of things he brought back to football in relation to Shannon Sharpe, which I thought was really smart because a lot of Shannon's demographic is probably from the football world. So to be able to equate these big worldly issues to football, I think is just a smart thing to be able to do. But yeah, when you think about that, right? Like our government, no matter what side they're on, is supposed to be for the people, to protect the people, to stand in the gap for the people. They're supposed to be on the same team. That was good. That was good. That was good. I think the title of the video is a bit clickbaity because he didn't even say Trump or Biden's name. We knew who he was talking about, but you know what I mean? I think he was overwhelmingly speaking about the parties, you know? That was interesting. Like I said, I've seen some other clips. I've probably seen maybe 4 or 5 other clips on various topics. But let me know if there's one you want to talk about with me and I'll react to that one as well. But this was good. I think, you know, I think Katt's got everyone's attention at the top of a new year. I think he's got people mulling over and really thinking. And one thing I definitely can say is I think the minority community is definitely starting to see that it's not one thing versus the other. I think they're really starting to see, like, just because someone is listed under a certain thing doesn't mean they're going to be able to help or going to, you know, be what society tells. You know what I mean? I think that people are really starting to open their minds, open their eyes a lot more. and stop being so, well, because I'm this, I have to be that. And because I'm this, I have to think that. You know, I think people are really starting to get some brains of their own. So Katt is a table shaker, a really funny man, a really, really funny man. But I think in this way, he reminds me of George Carlin because he's not afraid to talk about real life issues. And a lot of his comedy is so rooted in political truth. So anyway, I've rambled on enough. Let me know your thoughts and go and have the day you deserve. Bye.